Hello everyone, welcome to another math online lesson. Our lesson for today is about solving linear equations in one variable using the properties of equality. Now I have here a linear equation, x plus 4 equals 10. It is a linear equation because the highest degree of the exponent is 1. You know that the variable x here has an imaginary exponent of 1 here, right? Now I want you to pause the video and try to solve for the value of x in such a way that if we add it by 4, it equates to 10. You have your answer? Now I know that you're using the mental math. You're thinking, what will be the value of x that if I add it with 4, it equates to 10. Now let's try to compare our answer. Now I'll be showing you two methods here. First, I'll be showing you the additive inverse. Now how does the additive inverse method works? Which, by the way, additive inverse is the textbook method, meaning this is the proper way of solving an unknown variable. So the additive inverse um, process is simply segregating or combining like terms. For example, in our equation x plus 4 equals 10, positive 4 and positive 10 are constants, therefore they are similar terms. So what we need to do here is to combine them together. So this is how the additive inverse works. So I'll just write the x plus 4 equals 10 equation here. So from the word additive inverse, we simply add the inverse of the constant because I want this constant to transfer here on the other side to combine with 10. So my constant is positive 4, then the inverse of that one is negative 4. So this is very important. What you do on this side of the equation, you will also do here on the other side. So if you add a negative 4 on the left side, then you'll add a negative 4 also on the right side. Then add. The variable x does not have any similar terms, so let's just bring it down here. Positive 4 and negative 4, this becomes 0. Let's bring down the equal sign. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Did you get the same answer? Very good. Then let's I'll be teaching you now the other method, which is the transposing method. This is just a shortcut of the additive inverse without the adding of the inverse of a certain term. So I'll write again the equation x plus 4 equals 10. Now again, the purpose of this one is to combine similar terms. Now how does the transposing method work? I'll simply transpose the constant here on the other side of the equation together with 10. So this is how it works. There. Now, this is very important. If you use the transposing method, once you transpose a term to the other side of the equation, the sign of that term will change to its opposite sign. Meaning, if this term positive 4, we transfer it here to the other side of the equation, that becomes negative 4. Okay, so what's left here on the left side will be the variable x. Let's just bring down 10, and then the positive 4 transposed to the other side, that becomes negative 4. So we now have 10 minus 4, which is equal to 6, the same value as the additive inverse and as the mental math that you did earlier. Simple, right? So let's have another example. I have here another linear equation, x minus 2 equals 3. Again, I'll be showing you two methods, the additive inverse and the transposing method. Now I want you to pause the video and try to solve for the value of x. You have it? Let's try to compare answers. Let's try to use the additive inverse first. I'll write the equation again, x minus 2 equals 3. And here, since our constant is negative 2, I'll use a positive 2. Or I'll add a positive 2, and so as on this side of the equation. Again, the variable x does not have any similar term on this side, so I'll just bring it down here. Negative 2 and positive 2 gives us 0. I'll bring down the equal sign. 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5. Did you get the same answer? Let's try to see. Let's try to substitute 5 to our equation. 5 minus 2 equals 3. So this makes the equation true. So as the first one, right? 6 plus 4 equals 10. Now let's try to use the transposing method. Again, our equation is x minus 2 equals 3. Using the transposing method, I'll combine this constant to the other constant on the right side. And again, if we transpose a term to the other side of the equation, the sign of that term will change to positive. So what's left on the left side now is x equals, bring down 3, and the transpose term, negative 2 becomes positive 2. Then you have x equals to 5. The same answer as the additive inverse method. It's easy, right? Now let's try to have a bit complicated equation now. Say for example I have here 2x plus 4 equals to 10. What do you think will be the value of x to make our equation true? Now I want you to pause the video again and try to solve for the value of x. You can use the additive inverse or the transposing method that we did earlier, or you can use the mental math. You have it? Let's try to check. Again, I'll be showing you two methods using the additive inverse and the transposing method. I'll write the equation here for the additive inverse. 2x plus 4 equals 10. What do you think will be the value of x to make our equation true? So again, my constant is positive 4, then I'll add a negative 4 here and also on the other side of the equation. There. The variable does not have any similar terms, so I'll just bring it down here. Positive 4 and negative 4 becomes 0. I'll bring down the equal sign. 10 minus 4 equals to 6. Is this our answer already? No, because our variable x still have a numerical coefficient of 2. We only need the value of x. So how do we solve for the value of x in this equation now? 2x is equal to 6. Now the only way to eliminate the numerical coefficient of x is to simply divide it by its own numerical coefficient, which is 2. Again, what you do in the left side should be done also on the right side. So divide it by 2. 2 divided by 2 equals to 1. And we all know that if the numerical coefficient of 1, it becomes an imaginary number. So what's left here is x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now let's try to substitute the value of x. See if we could make our equation statement true. 2 times the value of x, which is 3, that is 6, plus 4 equals to 10. Therefore, the value of x here is equal to 3. Now let's try to use the transposing method. Again, let's write the equation 2x plus 4 equals 10. Okay, So what we need to do here is to combine this constant to the same constant here. So I'll transfer that one there. And this is very important. If the sign of your constant is positive, when we transpose that one here, that becomes negative. Okay, so what's left here on the left side is the 2x. Copy the equal sign. Bring down the constant 10 first. And then positive 4 transferred to this side, that becomes negative 4. Then you have 2x is equal to 10 minus 4 equals to 6. Then we need to eliminate the numerical coefficient of x by dividing it by its own numerical coefficient. 2 divided by 2, it becomes 1, and 1 becomes an imaginary number. So what's left is x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. There. So you have two methods to choose from in solving for an unknown variable. Let's have another example. So I have here 4x minus 2 equals to 6. Again, I want you to pause the video and try to solve for the value of x to make our equation statement true. You have it. Let's try to compare answers. Again, I'll be using two methods in solving the unknown. First is the additive inverse. So you have 4x minus 2 equals to 6. So our constant here is positive 2, then I'll add a negative 2, I'll add a positive 2 here, so as on the other side of the equation. Our variable x does not have any similar term on this side, so I'll just bring it down here. 2 minus 2 is 0. I'll bring down the equal sign. 6 plus 2, that's 8. Now again, our variable x still have a numerical coefficient of 4, and to eliminate this one is simply divide it by its own numerical coefficient, which is 4. And what you do here should be done also on this side of the equation. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 1 becomes an imaginary number, so what's left is x. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Did you get the same answer? Let's try to substitute this one here, see if we could prove this statement true if our x is equal to 2. So 4 times x, which is 2, 4 times 2, that's 8, minus 2 is equal to 6. Therefore, we get the correct answer. Now let's try to use the transposing method. So I have here 4x minus 2 equals 6. Okay, so we need to combine this constant to the same constant here. So I'll transfer that one here on the side of the equation. And then negative 2 becomes positive 2. So what's left here is 4x. Copy the equal sign. Bring down 6. And then negative 2 transposed to the other side, it becomes positive 2. So you have 4x equals 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, then we need to solve for x, so we need to eliminate the numerical coefficient by dividing it by its own numerical coefficient, which is 4. 4 divided by 4, that becomes 1. 1 becomes an imaginary number, so you have x is equal to 8 divided by 4, 2. So we have the same answer. Okay, so I hope you learned something today. So you have three methods to choose from. One is what you're using the mental math. You have the second method, which is the additive inverse, and the shortcut of that one, which is the transposing method. So thank you for listening, and see you in my next online lesson.